Good morning, children. Today, ninth standard lesson, we learn state government. So, in this lesson, we are going to study the nature of the state, legislature assembly, and legislature council that we are going to study. And again, the functions of the assemblies, state executive, and their qualification and appointment of the CM, Chief Minister. That all the points that you are going to study in this lesson. These are the important points. So first, in Karnataka, if you go to the India, the number of states are 29 states, and one Delhi is a special state because it's a capital city. It is considered as a special state. And in this lesson, we are going to study legislature, then executive and judiciary. These are the important three parts of the administrative. Legislature, where we make a laws. Second one, executive, where force the law to done. Third one, if there is any violation of the laws, then the punishment is called a judiciary system. So, in India, there are two houses. The government has taken the two houses. One is a legislature assembly and other one is a legislature council. Legislature assembly and legislature council. These are the two houses. Next, legislature council. It is called a Vidhana Parishad. So it is a elderly house. It is called. Second one is a legislature assembly. It is called a Vidhana Sabha. If you go to Bengal, also we can see Vidhana Sabha and Vidhana Parishad. Vidhana Parishad is elderly people because the age is more than 30. And legislative assembly, the age is 25. Those who cross 25 years, they can contest in the election of MLA. That is called Vidhana Sabha. Now we see the Vidhana Sabha. In Vidhana Sabha, if there is a big Vidhana Sabha or a small, depending upon the population, the seats should be less than 500. Then more than 600 members should be there. So the largest states, they have 500 and smallest state 60. The seats depending upon the population. So here the largest numbers, and that means the seats should be below 500, then above 60. So in Karnataka, the total number of Vidhana Sabha seats are 225. So these two, among these 225, 224 members elected by the people, and one person is called a Anglo-Indian elected by the president. So president elected is one of the fellow. So next, there is a small clarification here. Some small states are, for example, Goa and Mizoram. So these are the small states. There they want away 60 seats. So there the special occasions has been given here. So here, the Goa and Mizoram, there the states are only 40 MLAs. Where the states are very small and the population is very less, they are reduced to 40 seats. Now we'll say, what is the qualification to become a member of Lok Sabha? This Vidhana Parishad and Vidhana Sabha. First we'll see Vidhana Sabha. What is the qualification required for the Vidhana Sabha? So, the first one, he should be citizen of India. The person should be citizen of India. Second one, he should cross 25 years age. He has to complete 25 years age. Next, he should not be in any government job or a government officer. He should not be. If he is a government officer, if you want to contest in the election, he has to resign his post. Once he resigned. Even if in the election, if he defeated, so you may not get a job again. So he should not be a government service. Third one, he should not be unsound mind. Unsound mind means he is not a abnormal. He should not be an abnormal person. So next one is he should not be punished by any court. He should not be punished by any court. Next, the other important qualification which is required for the parliamentary election. That all qualifications are very, very important. Once again, I will tell you. The important qualification are citizen of India, first one. Second one, you should complete 25 years age. Third one, you should not be government job, and you should not be unsound mind, and you should not be punished by any kind of courts and any other qualification required for the parliament. That all he has completed. So next, terms of the office. Once 225 members elected in the election, so afterwards the office will be formed. So in the office duration is 5 years. Once MLA is elected, his term is 5 years. If now election takes place, so after there is a clash in between the members, so there is a dissolve. So CM is going to dissolve the Vidhana Sabha or MLAs. So at that time, the full power, when the CM dissolve the Vidhana Sabha, so at that time the president will be in charge. So he appoints that means directly the state comes under the president rule. Or one of the fellow among this 125, he don't want to continue in his MLA ship, so he wanted to resign it. If he wanted to resign, he has to submit the resignation letter to the speaker. So once the election takes place, that all the 225 members, they get together in the Vidhana Sabha and they take a oath. So after that, the majority party members will elect one of the speaker and other one is a deputy speaker. So speaker will be in charge of this Vidhana Sabha. And if any person wanted to submit his resignation letter, so he has to submit to the speaker. Now you see, speaker and deputy speaker, the both will be there. If there is a speaker is out of station, so at that time only the deputy speaker will be in charge of that. Now what are the functions of the speaker? Once the meeting takes place in the Vidhana Sabha, so he has to maintain some of the specific functions. All the people should attend the meeting in time, and he has to maintain peace. So when the discussion is going on, the people should maintain the peace. They should not be clashed. Second one, there should be dignity. So there is a dignity for the Vidhana Sabha, so that has to maintain it. If any person is going against the dignity, so there will be people that people will take up that person from the Vidhana Sabha, or the speaker will take a decision on that particular person. Next to decorum. So out of 225, always the meeting should have a 2/3 part. That means 2/3 of the person. Majority should be there. If there is no majority, the Vidhana Sabha meeting will be waste, and they cannot take a decision also. If you want to take any kind of decision, there should be a 2/3 of majority. Next, when the bill takes place, especially in the Vidhana Sabha, any kind of bill sanctions, for example, if state government wanted to collect any kind of bills, he has to get a signature from this governor. So without him, he cannot collect and he cannot spend even 5 paise also. So if there is any kind of bill, regarding a bill, money, decision, if the votes are equal, if there are 220 or 200 people are in the meeting, so 100 for 100 against if they voted, so at that time speaker can vote. So otherwise speaker cannot have a voting power. Only when on the bill, if there is equal vote comes, so the speaker can vote this. Next, so here there is a important functions are, what are the functions of Vidhana Sabha? So in the Vidhana Sabha there are 4 functions. The important 4 functions are, one is the legislature power, financial power, administrative power, electoral power, and other important powers. First one is a legislature power. So in the legislature, assembly has the power to frame the laws which is important for our state. They can have the power to frame a laws regarding a state list. So regarding a state list and concurrent list, they have the power to frame a laws. Next, the bills have to be passed by both houses before they send in the governor for the signature. So especially financial bill has to submit in the local, so that is a Vidhana Sabha. So after discussion only it goes to Vidhana Parishad. Then afterwards, if the both houses accepted, the bill goes to the governor. So the important power, the two important powers are, one is they have the power to frame the laws. Second one, they have the power to, that means the Vidhana Sabha only, the financial bill has to submit. And first they have to discuss. Then afterwards goes to Vidhana Parishad. Next to finance bill, just now I said, the legislature assembly has greatest power than the legislature council regarding a financial matter. The financial bill has to be first presented in the legislature assembly. Then afterwards, all the MLAs and ministers will discuss. Then afterwards, it goes to legislature council. Then they have only 14 days. Within the 14 days, they have to discuss and they have to give approval, or they have to send back to the Vidhana Sabha. Otherwise, it will continue to the governor. Next to administrative power. In the administrative power, the state executive is responsible to the legislature assembly and can be power only as long as enjoy their trust. So if the majority is there, so when there is a majority, they can enjoy the power. When there is no majority, they have to resign it. Next, electoral power. The elected members of the legislature assembly has the power to elect the president and Rajya Sabha members and legislature councillors and speakers and deputy speakers. So these are 5 important powers. Once they elected as a MLA, they have the power to elect even president, second one Rajya Sabha members, even legislature council members and speaker and deputy speaker.